Welcome back to the Plot Twyst Studios. It is Twisted Miyaki Mugler, and if it's your first time here at the channel, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and hit the notification bell so that you can be the first one to know when anything is going up. Now that that is out the way, we are doing a part 2 of the last conversation that we had with some straight niggas, and they are here in the building. So, mind you, last time I had Ray and I had Richie, and I didn't have the culprit who is the reason for this whole topic and talking about period sex and pussy for twanging and all these things. So he is here. So I'm going to introduce them, but yes, we're going to get the theme song to make sure that we do all the shout out and insert music here. We are here, yes, ladies and gentlemen. So let me introduce the guests. Of course, you know I have my boo with me, GQ Balenciaga. Yes, shout out, co-host to the Plot Twyst. And then from last time we had Ray, and we had Richie Lee from Speaking Outta Turn. Yes. And we have today his other half on Speaking Outta Turn, his nemesis on Speaking Outta Turn. He's making his comeback to the Plot Twyst. You remember him from Black Masculinity. It is Staxxx Facts in the building.
What's going on, everybody?
I asked him to be here because he is the one stirring it up on Facebook all the time, asking about period sex, and he said, "Puss if it twang, and if it not twang, I mean I want it." So in those kind of conversations, you know,
what I mean,
you sparked it up. You stirred it up.
I'm not gonna, but that's just my preference.
Shade.
I'm a nasty.
But no, it's not even about your. It's the fact that the conversation is happening. I live for it so much, and I live for the fact that first of all, you're not alone. Let's start there. Okay, there's nothing weird about it. Yeah. And I just live for the fact that we're not able to talk about it. And I think that this whole crossing between gay and straight people really liked it last time. I mean, like seeing the conversation. They loved the video.
The most honest people I know are gay. So
shout out.
Yeah, gay people are the most honest.
The biggest liars I know are gay. Good first time using it, Alvin.
I pride myself on knowing the cream of the crop people. So like all the gay people I know are like upper echelon. Yes. Yeah, upper echelon. You one of them, you know that.
Yeah, I am one of them.
And TKO is another one, and another one.
Yeah, upper echelon. Okay.
Yeah, definitely upper echelon.
Move on up, guys. Move on up. Come on.
And Ja too.
Come on up. Big up to Ja. So yes, we're gonna do the part 2 today because we had a lot of people sending questions that we did not get to ask last time because we were doing the taping when they were sending in questions. And also I have a fun game that I want to do today with these straight guys that is going to merge and introduce like the thing that I love most, which is ballroom. And there's a real way that I want to introduce it to, these straight guys and have them do something that we talk about in ballroom all the time because, they say realness is emulating straight people. So we're going to have these straight guys be judging realness clips. And we're going to let you know if you're actually real in the eyes of straight men.
So a realness clip is like...
I'll explain it as it goes.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about that. I'm a teacher as well.
I'm excited.
I do this. So the less you know, the better. That's the bullshit.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's going to be dope. So before we get into all of that, we're going to do, the part 2. Let's introduce it first. One of the topics that we didn't get to really finish talking about so far was the parenting thing. I did want to touch on that before we get into all the kikis and all that stuff that's going to come on in a second. So we mentioned the fact that that we know that a lot of people who come from money do not really have to worry about certain things like, getting made fun of or changing their mind or changing their careers or being gay, being trans, being different, right? So seeing as we are not of that class and caliber, right? How would you guys feel? Because that was the question and I forgot to push it back to bring it up to close it. But how would you guys feel if your kid was queer or trans? And how would you be able to support them? Richie, you kind of touched on it last time, but I didn't get to hear from Ray and Chris. You're here today as well, so you can answer for sure.
Mm-hmm. Me personally, I would have to touch back on the previous question with the previous example with Dwayne Wade, exactly. And I would have to pretty much educate myself because the issue would be is like now he's got a double fight, like we talk about. You know, not just only being of the community, but also being of color.
And
or
not even just being gay,
yes,
but being trans.
Absolutely.
That's a whole nother level of.
Absolutely. So, you know what I mean? As a parent, it's like, it should be protect your child at all costs. You know what I mean? And anything else would be selfish of me to think like I have any control over them whatsoever. It's more of a guiding light and you kind of, you know what I mean? Like we're the training wheels kind of thing. You know what I mean? Just to help them along, but you got to do it yourself. So, yeah, it would be more of an education thing for me and then a protection thing and just kind of shadow and guide and kind of help. You know what I mean? But anything more than that would be like overstepping boundaries, I think.
Yeah, which is why you have to have that network of people.
Absolutely.
So that you can connect your child to, queer people so that you can't teach your kid gay stuff if you don't know gay stuff, right? So that's why you connect them to people who can be their gay mentor.
Shade.
It is no shade. Staxxx, you're in the building. What's up?
I think it's like a weird thing for how people try to like ostracize people for how they parent, how supportive they are as parents. That shit is fucking weird to me. Mm-hmm. I think what every parent should want for their kid is for their kid to be physically healthy and mentally healthy. A lot of us, like especially us niggas, have like childhood trauma from like having no support. And I think that should be like our first focus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we should want to have our kids have childhoods that they don't need fucking therapy for.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like let's focus on making sure motherfuckers is healthy mentally. Yes. Let's make sure motherfuckers is healthy physically. Make sure, you know what I'm saying? Let's make sure they're protected. They say it takes a village. Let's put a village in our kids' lives and then worry about all the other shit after. Like, a lot of the time we focus on like social media and what people are saying, and that makes us helps us raise our kids. And I think that's like one of the most fucked up things. Like, I don't give a fuck if my kid is, you know what I'm saying? Like, them motherfuckers got school shooters in their house. Let's focus on that. You know what I'm saying? No, you talking about who's gay? I don't give a fuck. You healthy? You fed? Are you okay? You know what I'm saying? You know how many of these kids have these issues and they go up to their room and they feel like they can't live because there's no, in every corner, there's no support.
Yeah.
And here you are talking about who's gay or I don't give a fuck. Just be healthy. Be okay. Are we okay?
Yes.
I'm 37 in a couple weeks.
Oh my God, I forgot to tell you guys, it's a cancer storm in here. I know from Illinois, us, Lover's Lane, Team Aquarius.
Lovers Lane.
Right, Lover's Lane, because you walk into it, it's 2 days long, okay? It's November 7th and 8th. And then now we have a whole crab section.
Oh wait, all of you?
All three of them are cancers, guys. So
the best thing
just so
that's
you know, they're not speaking on behalf of all straight men. They're just speaking on behalf of straight cancer men. Okay? Just saying that.
Look how we're being ostracized in our
Just saying that. We're not ostracizing, we're just letting you know the diversity that is reflected within.
Yes.
And pointing it out within.
But that's how I feel. Like I just feel like us as black people, like, yo, we gotta protect ours. We gotta protect ours.
Absolutely.
A lot of the time we try to, the way we try to protect is like leaving our kids out there to fend for themselves.
Right.
And then they develop these tough skin and we're fighting.
Yeah, street smart.
And then you wonder why we don't want to fuck with nobody here. We don't want to fuck with y'all. Or, you know what I'm saying? We turn away from the whole family. We're up in our room. We're locking the door. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We're not coming there. We're after at Thanksgiving dinner, we're coming down to get our food and go right back upstairs. Why? Because y'all ain't protecting me.
Right.
I got to protect myself.
There's no shit. I actually like the fact that you were also highlighting the things that we did not get as a kid. This is what you should really overdo. I don't say overdo.
I say
but
overdo.
Put like direct intention on fixing that with the next generation. So my parents, like my dad didn't say I love you so much. Let me make sure that my kid hears I love you and things like that.
I promise you, I think we're at a point where where us as black people, we have to overdo love. Especially with black males, we have to overdo it.
Or even overdo it.
If we don't do it in our household, I promise you, the streets is going to do it.
Love and building trust, man.
Love building, bro.
Building trust
because once the streets grab a hold of some of these young men, once the wrong influence grabs a hold of some of these young men, it's Ada.
Yeah.
It's Ada. You know what I'm saying? And all it takes a lot of the times, because I got a little brother, and sometimes I know he's not awake, but sometimes it'll be 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock, and I tell him, I love you so much, kid. Because I know once the wrong crowd grabs a hold of him, once the wrong message, once somebody says, I think you're ugly, I think you're fat, I think you're this, that'll grab hold of him.
Right.
But because he was young, I always put into him, I love you. I love you.
Normalizing it.
You know what I'm saying? I love you. You know what I'm saying? I love you. Know that. Know you're a king. Know you're great. Know you're better than everybody. I shouldn't say that, but you know what I'm saying?
No.
You gotta overdo it. I feel like us as black people
that's an
have to overdo
affirmation,
it.
and that's fine.
I think we need to do
anything. There's nothing wrong with saying like valuing yourself in that regard, because as long as you don't really treat people from a proud place, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not talking down to people. You could always still affirm yourself and feel like,
Absolutely,
you know what, I'm too good for this situation. I'm too good for that, because
Absolutely.
that will help you at least place value on your own life. You know
Yeah,
what I
because
mean?
I watched the Dwayne Wade shit happen in front of me, and I see the things that people have to say about how he's parenting. Motherfucker, you never had both your parents in your home.
There you go.
Dwayne Wade is my
Your
goals, man.
your dad don't like you now. Nobody in your family like you.
It's no shade.
You worried about what Dwayne Wade doing? Dwayne Wade well off. You know what I'm saying? He's doing, that nigga is doing what a father should do.
Point blank.
And you're worried about how the fuck this nigga parent, what you want him to do? Kill his kid?
They're just not used to seeing a black parent. Sorry, not even a black parent. They're not used to seeing a black dad stand behind their black trans daughter. Like it's just not a thing. And even like being in the community, thinking of the trans girls that I know, it's not many of them that have any kind of relationship with their dad.
Right.
So it's even odd for even us in the scene. And you even hear a lot of gay people talking about transitioning early and stuff like that. They have the conversation like, is it okay? Is she too young? Da-da-da-da-da. And even queer people have that conversation talking about there must be a certain age that it's okay for someone to start transitioning and stuff like that. Whereas as if we did not know that we were gay from down there, like 3, 4, 5, right? So if it comes to gender identity, I feel like a kid will know, like the same way that I knew, we have to give the kid the benefit of the doubt, like they know themselves as well, right? So it always like, it's weird, but it's a topic where it does come up often. Like if your kid tries to tell you they're trans before like a certain age, some people just think it's too young and it's a phase and they just cannot handle these things. And it's not just a straight world that thinks like that. Is like I'm saying, it's also a lot of queer people that think that you have to become a certain age before you can actually transition.
What's crazy is my mom is a nurse. Was a nurse. So her shifts were sometimes 12 hours. Mm-hmm. She worked 7 to 7.
Crazy.
So once my mom was gone out the house, I was by myself. Just me and my brother. So after she was gone, I was doing all sorts of manner of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
I was figuring out things at a young age. I wasn't a dumb kid. I knew some of the things I was doing was wrong. There's certain things I had to figure out for myself.
Yeah.
But that's what has to happen. What a parent should do is provide a safe space
For them to figure it out.
out.
Yeah, so that they don't have to sneak out to figure it out.
There are some grown ass
we will do
motherfucking
it.
people that don't have, that are, their life's in shambles. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Let this kid be a child.
You know what you're all talking about to me right now? It's like the intangible parts of like raising a kid. Because like you brought up the streets, you brought up work. It's kind of like when we're dealing with like the influences that come to us, the streets and all these things they're so real. You can touch them. There'll be a lot more different appeals. And as parents, you have to give that safe space, that intangible thing. And it's such a difficult thing to really understand its power because we work so hard. Mom's out for 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
And we have to focus on that, but it gets hard. And I think as black people, we do need to understand that just providing, because parents we have a lot of pride in providing, right?
Yep.
But there's also the other part of the work, and it's so much more important because we get told that one part of that work is the most important. If you give your kid a roof over your head, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
But then
Like,
there's other
as
part
if
of
that's more important than.
Yeah. And once again, I'm not a parent. I'm a kid I'm just somebody's child
Right.
right now.
Not
But-
exactly. I'm not a
Still
parent
big
either.
boy.
Exactly.
And I was
Still
thinking
learning
about
how
That's a
to.
valid perspective, though.
Yeah, it's just, because I think we have to just get to a point where we start to figure out balance. Because a lot of the times we grow up in these households where parents are like, me give you roof over your head, me give you clothes on your back, me give you food on the table, shoes on your foot, and they're like, well, that's all right. And you're like, well, mentally I'm fucked up right now.
Yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying, there's nobody to talk to, there's no open space, there's no there's, you know what I'm saying? It's love to an extent, but it's not how I need to be loved.
It's no shit.
It's a material approach to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything tangible, like you said.
You know what I'm saying? And in your head, you're fucked. And that's why a lot of us have grown up into these people where we feel like we got to fend for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like a joke happening on the internet that, as soon as my mom gets loud with me, I could go to my own house. You know what I'm saying? Because that, you know what I'm saying? Like, every time I go see my mom or my grandma, like, they get loud, I'm like, hey, I love y'all, but I'm out of here. Like, you niggas is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like something that has piled up. And one of the crazy things about, like, black parents is, I love them to death, is them motherfuckers don't have no intention on changing.
Right.
No.
It's not the generation up above us.
No,
so, like, we
generation.
have to literally change for the future.
So even this right here is so powerful because there's so many different walks. There's so many different intersections. That what you call it? Intersections.
You ate that. Yes, God. Come on.
Dion taught me that. Yeah. So I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's so important for us to actually sit in these rooms and have these conversations because without change, there's no change.
No shame.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that. Thank you for your perspective on that. Yeah. So yes, guys, we had to bring up that whole parenting thing because I didn't like that we didn't really get to finish that question. Once the cameras died down, it's like, oh my God, my whole brain was just kind of scattered and just trying to wrap up. So that I didn't get to finish fleshing that thought out. So thank you guys for doing that. So we are going to move on into some of the clapbacks now. I'm scrolling down. You guys see me scrolling down.
I know Richie got some clapbacks.
First of all, you know what? Let me ask you guys. So since sharing the video, let's start there. What has the response been for you guys? Like, what have people been saying? Like, what's it giving?
You want to start with that one? It's been a good response actually, especially from I want to say straight women. Like a lot of them said they've learned a lot. It was very informative, and then it opened up a couple of like deep
DMs.
Conversations with some like
Yeah. Now they're like, oh,
The thinker.
he's not homophobic. Like, I'll give him some pussy. Like, yeah.
But it also opened up to like some like in like real deep and conversations with some of my male friends who like we had never spoken like that on any form. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything about your relationships. I know you may be dating someone or anything like that, but it doesn't go anything further into detail. And now it's like, I'm having this issue with such and such, and I don't want to like disclose anything, but it's, and what do you think about it? You know what I mean? Or like, what do you think I should do? Or, you know, is it me or is it her? Or like, where do we go? And it's just that peace of mind and that like free space and being able just to like get certain things off of your chest and off of your head. Yeah, no, it's definitely important. Yeah. It's empowering. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like it's freeing. Yeah. At the end of the day, absolutely. Like,
I'm living for this because like that was the whole point of it. The whole when we say like spread awareness or get the conversation started. It sounds so cliche, but it's like there's more of an impact with that because it normalizes things. Which at the end of the day, but you normalize things, the stigma ends, and when the stigma ends, there's like all these negatives, the toxicity that comes with it really is because of stigma. So conversations help to defeat the stigma. So shout out to the friends of yours, and shout out to you guys for coming on and helping to end the stigma. No shade. Richie, what about you?
Pretty much very, very similar to what Ray was saying. A lot of the conversation has been around like my friends asking me like, yo, like, I didn't realize that you were so open or so interested in like just talking to different people and having certain conversations, right? And it's weird to kind of for people to look at me like, oh, you're as if I'm educated on the subject, and I find myself I'm just learning, you know what I mean? Right. Like even we're talking about like just being an ally amongst me and my friends, and I'm like, look, man, I feel like that's something that's to give to you, but like I'm trying to support. Right. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of conversation that we've been having in like my household with my wife and amongst my friends. So I mean, it's been good. It's a brave like this type of shit is a bravery.
Yeah.
A bravery to even want to like start a conversation like this is a bravery. Especially being like niggas our age and shit. Like this shit is like a fucking, you know, but you have to literally take nigga, we've been us as men have been talking about the same bullshit for years. Fuck off. Like it's time to change the direction of what's going on. We've been saying the same thing for years.
Outgrown the barbershop
You know what I'm
conversation.
saying? We've been having the fuck conversations with girls and all sorts of bumblecop fuckery for years. It's time to change everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially us as men. Like, this shit is tiring. That's why I commend these two, you know what I'm saying?
I was going to ask, how did you feel when you saw the video?
I was, first and foremost, when I saw the picture, I was like, oh, what the fuck? It was like, this nigga got signed to Rockefeller or something. I was like,
okay, there
oh,
was
shit.
so much swag in
I
that.
was like, yeah.
I was like, yo, shout out to Kid Taylor for that pic. Shout out to Kid Taylor, Bomb for another building.
It's a cycle because seeing you guys is what inspired me, because I was hesitant to do my own. It's like trying to get my podcast off the ground, triggered my own.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
That's
I had
big,
to take
yo.
a couple steps back.
Wow.
And I gotta deal with my own things before I go and start talking into topics like this, because I'll expose myself even. You know what I mean?
See,
That's what makes
a learning
it better, though.
Absolutely.
It's like, you have to be vulnerable to be like, you have to be vulnerable to be open so that people can like get in on that conversation, whether you're quote unquote right or quote unquote wrong, because there is no real wrong answer.
Yeah.
That's why the whole
It's no
PC
shade.
thing upsets me so much, because like with a conversation like this, and I'm trying to make it in a way where it doesn't have to be so PC, right? Because then we're going to actually lose the whole essence of why we even having this conversation with straight men. If it's just going to be a whole PC conversation.
Yeah, we don't-
like some of the questions today, for sure. It will not make sense to even try to answer them from a PC way, because people are going to be like, okay, that's not. So it's like, we're trying it today. So last time we took it very easy.
Yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't even sure. But after talking to you guys, I was like, yo, like, I thought we were going to talk about this, then we were going to talk about that. I'm like, really? Oh my God. I was trying to keep it cute. But since I don't have to, I shan't.
Let's get it.
I shan't.
I shall not.
Real church boy shit. Oh, glory.
Yo. So one of the questions that we're going to start off with, just to be a key and still keep it like kind of funny. This is one that I saw. And this is so funny because this also is a social media thing. Why don't straight men wash their asses? Now, there was a social media thing that was going around where it's like, even to open your ass for water and soap is considered gay. And they're like, if your man's ass is too clean, if the drawers are too clean, it's a little like that. To me, is a fucking key. Like, I cannot. I don't even know how that gets. I don't see how that gets tied into gay, because your ass, like, because you're. There's still residue, girls. So after you do and you wipe your ass, you cannot go and get your ass ate or fucked just like that. It's not a thing.
Wow.
You ate that again. You're 2 for 2. Okay, it's a thing. Like, straight men, talk to me. Why don't straight men wash their? Do you wash your asses?
First, yes. Yes. First and foremost, yes.
Yes.
You skin out and you wash it. Well, I skin out and wash my whole ass.
Everybody clap your hands. Let's go.
I skin out and wash my whole ass.
That's the only way to wash
I'm not about.
That's the only way.
I'm like, that's the only way I know.
Yeah.
It's
the
no
only way
shit.
I
It won't
know.
work. It won't work. If you're clenching, it won't work. Like,
Honestly, I feel like it's a little bit of toxic femininity with the whole, we talked about it before.
yeah,
It's
we
like
did.
a way
Remember,
for
I was
them
just
to,
coming
like-
up. But yes,
You know
toxic
that-
femininity. What do
Yeah.
you mean by toxic femininity? Anyways, let's just.
Because it's a thing, but it's not as prevalent as they want to make it out to be. And it's like, if they can talk about men in that light, and then there's a conversation where it's like, hey, is your woman's draw supposed to look like this? And her pH has done bleached the black draws out completely, right? And
I know what that is.
it
I don't know period, but I know pH.
right? And that conversation turned into something completely different, where like the guy wasn't even supposed to be taking pictures of, you're like, what's wrong with the guy? You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So when the shoe's on the other foot, I think they get away with a little too much. And that's
As in,
why.
why did he even take a picture of the panties?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
First of all, he tried it though. He really tried it for
Right.
doing that and to like post that somewhere. Like, oh my god, he really tried that.
Yeah.
Right.
For
So
sure he did. But
I think I got a pretty good definition of toxic femininity. Just maybe it can help you all work with it.
yeah, but I mean, like our like banji cunt version, for lack of a better word, of like of toxic femininity is literally those things, like how they use the feminine things to reinforce the same institutions and same supremacy of
Stigmas,
things that toxic masculinity reinforces,
Yes.
right?
I think it's bodies practicing toxic masculinity.
Yeah, it is. Essentially, it is, right? They've embodied it, and they're kind of playing their role to feed into what the building of toxic masculinity is. But there is a thing called toxic femininity, and
toxicity.
Toxicity. Period.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Period, yeah.
So, are you guys washing your asses?
Every
Listen.
day.
Yeah.
See, the thing about me is my bum is hairy.
Okay,
So I put one leg up.
okay.
No.
That was so funny.
My bum,
when that took me out
my
like
bum,
that.
my bum is hairy. So I gotta put a leg up.
Oh my god. Word.
You got to get thorough.
Yeah,
I
You got to get thorough with it.
I'm hairy. No, wait.
What did I get? Like, yo.
Wait. I'm hairy and I'm fat.
Okay.
So by the time I walk two walks, I'm sweaty.
Right.
So I gotta definitely. I like when
Yes.
one of the first things I do when I get in the shower is wash my ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand how men don't do
Don't.
it. And I'm a fly nigga.
Because they're
so, like, you know what I'm
nasty.
saying?
That's why.
Well,
I got. You know what I'm saying I have to make sure I'm about to clean. You know. Yeah.
Like
Bum
that's
has to
like,
clean.
like what?
Yeah, bum
like
has
that's
to
the whole
clean.
point of even like no shade. Like the whole point of being in the shower is for the hot S spots.
Yeah,
like you don't really need to go into the shower to like. You don't need to go in the shower for that. The shower is
Yeah. For the body.
Yep.
The person
the
that
curve
stinks.
is
The creases.
girl.
The
hot
The
zone.
creases.
You're red. Yeah.
the red zone.
The creases and the seams.
Do you guys shave your body oil?
I don't.
I do not.
Straight man.
I don't
I
have
don't-
that
Do you
much
guys
hair.
manscape? Let's just say
I
that.
don't.
That just means shaving your under. Your,
Yeah, like
I don't.
I'm naturally not a hairy guy.
Right.
So
Oh,
I'm,
yeah,
like,
you see?
I'm
Oh,
good.
wow. You
So
that,
no
yes,
manscaping,
yes.
no
No,
Yes.
but the only
Yes,
reason
yes,
I
but
don't
I
is
don't-
because
not a lot.
my skin is super sensitive, so I'm afraid of like bumps. So that's the only reason I don't.
Yeah.
I don't do.
I
I'm
would though.
hairy as fucking.
I don't go bald, but I'll trim it up.
You could, but
I'll trim it up,
but
but
low
I
key,
don't go bald.
No bullshit, Rich. You can tell. You the type of nigga.
You the
that
type of
does
nigga,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
It's
You can tell Rich do it.
right.
You can tell this nigga- This nigga got the tweezers for his hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Like,
Okay, gotcha.
Not the Manscaped kit.
yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes you gotta.
Yeah.
Mind you, before I met Twyst, I didn't shave at all, but now I shave a lot.
Introduce him to the finer side of life.
What do you shave though? Do you shave like the whole body
Sometimes,
and
mostly my
bears.
arms.
on anniversary day?
Leg.
On anniversary night.
okay.
You got-
No, the
Definitely.
ass and the yeah.
For sure.
I shave my whole body.
Bruh.
Although I
Wow.
don't like to.
Bruh.
But me,
Since
like,
we're doing.
I play the jockey
That's
type.
actually my look. You see this? That's hairy.
Okay.
It's
That's what it
disgusting.
is
Wow.
all the time.
Okay, first of
I'm
all,
gagging.
not the baby bum smooth.
That's literally what it
Right.
is all the time.
I'm really gagging. I'm hairier than him.
I
All
am
the time.
jealous. Oh my god.
I wish.
No, no
Absolutely.
shit. I don't even shave those. Like, but that's because of the kind of gay that I, the box of gay I fit in. It's like,
Wait,
you don't have to shave.
Yeah, you got it.
We don't have to shave. It's
You
not
gotta
even
break
a top
you're
or bottom
top?
situation or anything like that. It's just because I have like the fitter type of gay.
Wait, hold on,
right?
what's the top?
So
That don't mean
no,
make
top
no
is like the
sense.
insertive partner,
You know,
and
wait,
bottom
wait.
is the receptive partner.
Oh,
Okay.
top is
Right.
the
Person
okay.
who fucks, and then the person who gets fucked is called a bottom, right?
okay, copy.
So, but we're in a versatile relationship.
Hello,
Joyce.
we went through this
That-
last time.
You always said that.
Plenty times.
So we're not even
It's-
giving that. So that's not
it's
even
no
the
shit.
reason. It's just because like
I just want to make sure I get it right.
when you have a gym bod, the girls like it hairier. Like they don't want the
Allegedly.
same. And the girls, I mean the gay people.
Okay.
Some.
It's no shit.
Some people do.
Girls, but
You know,
yeah,
some people
most of
like a
them like-
smooth, muscular body to rub on and touch on.
Which is why I shave it sometimes for July.
Yeah, because he's. Yeah.
But trust me, Junoy, he could act like that, but
That compromise lives.
he lives.
Yeah.
He lives.
Sometimes.
Compromise
He
those
lives.
motherfuckers. Twisted is the boss.
Oh my God! Am I? Do I act like that?
Oh,
No, I
please.
don't. No, I don't. Oh my God! Oh my God! That's so funny. Okay, I'm trying to like
You
try
wish
to go
that
through
was-
some of these questions. Pardon,
that
Junoy, what
Wait,
happened?
hold up.
I said you wish it was that easy.
Yeah, what did you just say just now?
No, Dion, what did you say?
Some bullshit. Don't worry about it. She said loud ones are definitely the bosses.
Not definitely not the bosses.
Oh.
Eh? She's like, I know that.
Who
Okay,
invited
first of all,
this
we
nigga?
already know that over there. I already know Dion runs the show. Staxxx don't gotta tell me nothing. Like I already know how that goes. So it's no shade. So now this is going to be a topic that's going to be definitely a little bit. We're definitely taking a turn right now. This is going to be kind of more of a. I can feel you guys already kind of going PC just because of the conversation that we're going to have right now. But we're going to try to not. It's better that we have the raw conversation and we just never post it because of how raw it was. And I will literally just not post it. I had a conversation already that I watched over it, and after watching it, it just could not be posted. So if it gets there, just for the sake of the conversation, just do not be
no
PC,
shade.
please. Okay? So we're going to talk about this whole DL situation and trans attraction and guys who are even closeted, right? Mm-hmm. So first, the question I want to ask is, what are your opinions of the DL lifestyle, right? So these are, just so why am I using DL as people should know but probably don't know, it's down low lifestyle. And down low lifestyle is essentially almost living a double life, which is very common. Let's just not act like it's not, where people kind of living the straight life, but then engaging in gay. Sorry. See, I'm already being PC. Let me stop that. So living the straight life and then either getting with butch queens or trans women behind their back, right? And not coming out and saying that they're into it or lying about it. So I wouldn't even say not coming out about it, because not coming out about it, you don't have to come out for anybody, right? But lying about it and saying that you're straight, but you're not really straight and blah, 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 because of, you could be living with your parents, or you could already be in something and you just don't want to open your mouth to share for some kind of reason.
It's no shade.
So you guys are straight guys, first of all. What do you guys think about the DL lifestyle? Like, I don't know how to ask that question. But that's the definition of DL, so yeah.
To be honest, it's not something I really think about. Like, it's always been like a conversation that might come up every once in a while. But I think at least in my opinion, the problem you run into is if you're supposed to be in a committed relationship with somebody and that's the person you're lying to, I think that's where it gets sticky. But if it's a case where like I'm on a deal because my family won't accept me, my friends won't accept me, I can fully understand that, right? So it's something that, like I said, I don't think about it often, but that's probably where my mind goes to right away.
Right. So it's like the first thing that your mind goes to is, why is that person being DL, if anything, right? Cool. So then,
come with it.
No, and they're like, so there's essentially, you're saying that there's acceptable DL and DL that's not acceptable.
Absolutely. Sometimes your safety could be at risk. You know what I mean? So like,
well,
a lot of times it is.
Anybody that quote unquote says they're DL, they're gonna give you that safety reason anyways, right? Yeah. So like in their mind, they're gonna tell you that their life is at risk and stuff like that, or they cannot come out, not knowing what could, not knowing the actual outcome that could actually come from it. I used to even be DL at one point, and that was because of where I lived, my family, the church, all that stuff. So I had to now live a double life where I had a whole, that's what the whole name Twyst came about, because Twyst was the gay me, and then Sebastian was who I was at home, and that was playing that DL lifestyle because of the safety reason, but then I wasn't really being so quote unquote DL where I'm trying to, if it makes sense, like the gay people that I knew, I essentially did not try to act like I didn't know them if they were to see me somewhere else and stuff like that. Like I never was fake, right? So although I was DL in a sense where like my family, the people in my hood did not know what I was getting into, they didn't know, but the gay people that I interacted with, like it would seem like I was open to them, right? I wasn't like living no DL lifestyle. So to me, all of that DL shit it really is a cop out and a punk move. And that's coming from me, who's lived that. However, I do not believe in outing people, right? Everybody should definitely come out on their own terms if they ever choose to come out. I have never come out, right? Like even with all of this going on right now, I have not even come out, literally, right? So and I'm still very active as a gay, popular gay. Upper echelon gay. Upper echelon gay, right? That's me. So you're still able to do that without having to come out. So it's not like it's giving that, but that's why I said the DL thing is a cop-out. You can still kind of engage. If you use your brain a little bit, there's ways that you can...
I gotta disagree with you, though. Because if you're not like,
I don't think anyone wants to lie. No one wants
yeah,
to do that.
you know what I'm saying. I don't think anybody wants to hide, but you got to understand everybody's situation is not the same.
Of course.
And you can fight. You know what I'm saying? You're a fighter.
Well, yeah, but when I was coming out younger, I was still younger and smaller.
Yeah, but
right?
you still, it doesn't matter. Just, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has the same spirit as you.
Very
so
true.
at the end of the day, some people are just waiting for safety. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always physical, but sometimes it's like, you know what I'm saying? The mental abuse. Sometimes it's the financial abuse. You know what I'm saying? It's all different things. Again, back to what we're saying about like the parents. Which community do you go if you know what I'm saying, to tell everybody you're gay? So it's just, I'm saying, for a lot of people it's just easier to hide.
Still a cop out.
Tough though.
Still a cop out.
I think the big thing that everybody forgets though is comfortability.
Mm-hmm.
And I think comfortability outweighs like everything that we're talking about right now, because as a straight man, you're comfortable living a masculine, stereotypical masculine lifestyle.
And it's the easiest life to live.
You understand?
Yeah.
So now to have to switch our dynamic of, okay, I'm outside with a man and I'm still a masked man.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to prove it to everybody. And you feel like you're gonna have to be something you're not, or you're gonna have to embody an energy that
Every day.
You understand?
Yeah.
And after a while, that has a toll on yourself.
Yeah.
And then you know what? A lot of times happens. You end up abusing your partner.
Yes.
Your male partner, and that's a real thing because you're like
Overcompensating.
exactly. So
You gotta be super tough.
yeah. So some people would prefer that DL lifestyle to avoid all of those dynamics.
I don't know. I personally, like, I could understand what you're saying, but I still cannot see that as a reason to do it. Like, you have to just deal with that. That's a you issue that you need to deal with. And
It's no shade.
The reason, another thing that comes up in my mind why this even came up, sorry, I was telling you last night, Ray, that I've heard a lot of people say that they rate the out gay more than the DL gay. This is something that has, like, I've heard it, like I said, I've never really come out, but people see that I'm doing my thing in a gay way, so they hit me up and essentially, like, I'm out,
Yeah.
right? And they're like, I see that you're doing your thing, you're proud and blah, blah, blah. And so people rate it more versus they see somebody that is, like, they might already think is gay, that is not saying that they're gay. They're already, like, kind of looking at them in a kind of way. So to me, you really are holding yourself back. And I think that's why I say that the DL thing, it really is a cop-out. In 2021, you don't really need to be DL. You can be more discreet, and you can also find other people in ways of being discreet, but you don't need to be DL. And you also do not need to be one of those internally homophobic people, right, that projects a lot of homophobia because they're dealing with an internal problem.
Yeah, but I think fear is crippling too, though, man.
Huh?
Fear is crippling.
Fear is
So
crippling,
obvious.
as in crippling you from coming out.
Yeah,
But I said you don't need to come out. I never told you to come out.
That's huge.
but if
You don't need to come out. You don't need to come out.
But you say that you're not out. But to
I
me,
never came out. That's what
Right,
I
you never
said.
came out.
No, I started living the gay life separately, and the more and more things that I got involved in as Twisted, I started to do that more and more, and it started to take over Sebastian. Remember, like, the things that you're seeing now, right? I've been in the community and living like this double life from 16.
Okay.
Right? So the things that you see, I'm 32. That's already half my life.
Yeah.
Right? So you're literally seeing the last 16 years, but really just like the last 5 or 6. Right? The learning that happened between 16, 21, 22.
Yeah.
Right? That's really much more influence on.
I kind of see where you're
stuff
getting at.
before.
Though. You're getting at like healthy compartmentalization too.
Yes, because that was compartment. That's kind of where that comes from in my mind, because I created a gay way to deal with being gay and express the gayness and blah blah blah.
And you don't need to be
still-
showing to everyone as well, because that's
Yeah.
the other part. You don't need to come out. It doesn't need to be on presentation.
No, because coming out is for people, not for you,
Ex-
right? And
so-
so that is why I don't even believe
okay.
in coming out,
That's what I mean,
anyways,
yeah.
because it's like, why do I need to come out to you to make you comfortable? I don't need to do that. I can still be a whole gay, upper echelon, top knot bitch, without coming out.
And
Okay,
that's
okay,
super
I'm
heavy.
up with
Like,
that.
I can read the double lifestyle thing, right? Somebody can actually, it's almost like you say rate more. That was the initial question. it's kind of cooler than somebody can like live their life how they want to in this department and also how they want to in that department.
Right.
So
without being like
you don't need to do anything for us.
and whatever. You don't need to come out for anybody else because you can live your life.
So maybe the DL thing is like that framework is toxic. Maybe
the whole DL lifestyle. I don't support it.
I can see where
I don't support it, and I used to. Like that's like I used to fully support it. I was getting my life because of it.
You're
like saying I'm from Jaden Finch alone. Okay, it was oh my god, come over. You're from where? Oh my god. There's a thug man. I'm like, girl, thug, whatever. I mean, I could sell it, whatever. Fine. That was enough. But that's kind of why I'm like I understand the benefits of it because you can get a lot of gays live for that. They live for this idea of somebody who's straighter. Mind you, this is so interesting because this is gonna be one of the plot twist shorts that's coming out today. But like, there's this whole thing about turning straight guys or wanting somebody that's more masculine and blah blah blah. It's a
Capturing
thing,
the flag.
huh?
Capturing the flag.
Oh wow!
What?
You have all the terms. Just a second. I've never heard these expressions in my life. But yeah, it's like trying to do that. So the person that you feel like is more straighter, or if you can sell the straightness, then you're getting your life, right? So I understand why people still do that. And people also there's a lot of whoring people in the scene that also want to feel like they can be whoring with somebody that's not going to talk their business. So if you're not in the scene, if you're a DL man, if you're discreet, you're never going to be seen. I can do the most with you or be somebody who I don't want to be essentially or seen as because this is a safe space to do it because no one's going to know.
Different person.
Or just be a completely different person. Throw on a wig today.
Okay, so question.
Yeah.
Do you think straight men that mess with masculine presenting women are gay?
No, she has a vagina.
Like studs?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
There's a big difference between me and her.
It's a man and a woman.
Yeah, no, there's a big difference. But also too, that's like it kind of goes back into like the men who get pegged by a feminine, you know what I mean, presenting female, right? It's like
no,
right?
I don't think so. I personally don't.
I don't know. I kind of feel like if it's like you're into the penetration, the phallus shaped penetration, and you're female, you're kind of on the deal, or like you're kind of like in denial. You know what I mean? Because like your female is basically representing a male at that point. You know
penis.
What I mean? Yes.
Not a penis. Not really a male. Right. Not really.
Yeah,
it's not even a penis.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's not even a penis. It's not even do that.
That's
right?
literally what it is.
Because you just want something tickling your prostate, I guess. Like, and the prostate is like. You see, I'm giving this again because like I'm like oh my god, this is like so cringy. Talk about with straight guys sometimes like oh my god. Why? But I don't know. No, because I'm a traditional gay. First of all, I keep saying that. I am definitely a prude, even though I'm a slut.
Okay.
Right? Like talking about it in situations or with people that I'm not being slutty with is just weird to me, right? So having a conversation where it's like I'm just talking about these things or asking questions, it just feels like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm like asking these questions and bringing this up. Okay? So I'm gag. Well, I'm gagging, guys. Like last episode I was gagging, asking some questions, and this one I'm just gonna be gagging some more and
it's no
You're allowed
shit.
to, you're reacting.
yes.
Yeah.
Learning and reacting. Yeah, but I'm sorry. It's just if it's with a woman, it is not gay.
Yeah,
and that is the bottom line for me. Like, and if it's with a man, it's gay.
Period.
There's nothing else. Like, there's no other description of gay for me.
Yeah,
it's man to man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if a woman is no matter what woman, a woman could be dressed. I'm not trying to say it like that, but like if a woman is really like has the thing and she's just wearing the strap on, right? She's a woman in a strap on.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. So a woman in a strap on pegging you is very different than a man using his penis to fuck you.
Yes.
You know what? Bi partner. My partner is bi. She's used to strap on other femme people, right? Now she yells like I'm pretty chill. She goes like Alvin, I'm gonna fuck you one day with that peg. Like, I'm gonna do it. She will threaten me all the time. You know what I mean? She's like, Alvin, you're out here with us. I'm gonna join you in this life. You're not the only one doing this, right? We're here for this. Like so, and the idea is that she's a more like mask presenting sometimes. She can do whatever she wants to, and like it doesn't make me. I don't think I feel any ways about it because like that's almost an attraction because she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Right.
She can own that power if she wants to. She's not going to use it on me, thank God. But like,
Or she might.
She might.
She said she's going. She said she's going.
She
to.
keeps threatening. Like I don't know how. Like how to
Consent.
find a place where I'm more secure. My partner could be doing what the fuck she wants to, but it's still her. It's still her. And that's the bigger line.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm gagging like this.
I'm with you. I want you to be here.
I'm just gagging like that. I live for that. Wow. Shout out. But
Ask. Whatever you need to ask.
whoo.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is
So, oh my God, Alvin. I'm like, yo. I think you're the first guy in my life that I've heard say that. Like, the girl is talking to them about, talking about.
I've only heard women say it. I've never heard a man
Yeah, I've
say
heard
it.
of, honey, I've even girl say it to me. And they're like,
And it's never gonna happen.
respect
The only
me.
one that's going in there is me.
Okay, first of all, there are people before you to know.
That's fine. I'm talking about
Okay.
now.
No, I'm saying like the
I'm talking about now.
girl that said it
That's
before
That's fine.
and
We're talking
whatever.
about
Like,
now. I'm talking about now.
okay. But
They could have done whatever
Janelle
they
said
wanted
Janelle.
for me, but now
and if it's a strap on, they're not coming inside me. Technically speaking, it's the plastic.
exactly. Because I'm not the one that goes inside you.
But regardless, girls have even asked me that before, and I laugh, right? Because see, like I'm not like I guess I'm not. Wow. Not that I'm kiking, it's just like I don't think they're serious when they're asking me that. Because I don't know, for me, sex is so pleasure based. Like for me, I'm like it's so pleasure based, it's almost selfish, right? Whereas so it's like, what are you getting from that?
It's a power trip. That's what I'm thinking.
And that
sometimes.
power is not
Penis
pleasure
envy.
based.
That's the thing. That's the thing. So like I know I've me and her had that conversation where like, okay, you want to have that power trip, you want to enjoy that like energy of that mask energy of sex. Totally a thing.
And like watching your man like gag because first of all, he's going to be gagging.
It's that. So like
He's
I don't
going
want that. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Yo, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I'm not there yet.
I'm
Listen,
for you. I'm
listen.
living for you.
Real.
I
As soon
had
as
this conversation.
That's over.
as soon as
Like,
I heard Peg, my bum clenched.
Yo,
Yo.
You know,
My bum clenched up.
like, yeah.
I jumped at the finger. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, the thing is though, like I said, is the thing about it, they like physically speaking, your orgasm is on the biggest if your prostate is being
that's the thing I'm thinking.
if your prostate is being
Stimulated?
Yeah. Thank you, that's the word.
I-
If your prostate is being stimulated at the same time that you're coming, essentially it's gonna be the biggest.
So how-
Right?
No, I believe that. I heard it and I believe it.
So that is that. So that's where that comes into play, like the whole pegging situations, because like if you're able to, but the thing about it, like, and I'm not trying to like scare people or nothing like that, but it takes getting to another level to be able to like jerk off with like it inside you. Like no shade. Trust me, you're the first few times you just can't believe it's happening. It's there. It's inside. It's like, whoa, I'm dying. Wow, gagging. Whoa, girl.
For some.
I'm done. Okay, I'm done. Stuff like that. Then you're not able to just you're not
for
gonna
some
be
people.
hard.
For
I
some
hate this
people.
nigga, bro.
Some people, they get it in and
Janelle
it's
went
like,
to
oh,
what? Janelle said
wow.
first up.
Some people actually enjoy it.
no
It's not
shade.
painful at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Nah, wait.
No, I'm not talking about me, though. I'm just saying for some people.
Wow, twisted. Okay, sorry. So I don't remember the question that we were asking now. Oh yeah, talking about the pegging and
Yes.
the girls and stuff like that. So
It's-
shout out.
I mean, I think a conversation with men, like straight men, are still having like, are you even allowed to moan during sex? Is like that, like you know what I'm saying? So they're not even at pegging yet.
I've been
They're
straight
still
porn.
a lot of
I've
guys
seen
aren't,
the
yeah.
man is louder than the
seriously
girl.
like a lot of
The man
guys
is-
it's
refuse.
like louder than the girl. Like fuck yeah.
My leg. Take my cock. Take my cock.
Like
Take my
they're
cock.
louder than the girl. So
Take my cock.
cannot moan.
Take my fucking cock.
And who's this talk I don't trust, yo?
Yeah, like we
Take
did
my
hear
fucking
him.
cock,
We
bitch.
did hear him.
Yo, I can't
You fucking whore, bitch.
I can't
Take my fucking cock, you whore.
use that word. I don't trust you.
My fucking
But
cock.
no shade. Take
my- sorry.
we get it.
I can see it happening in his eyes. This guy's like, oh, I can say it now. I can say it. I got it.
So is enjoying it too feminine or something?
I would say that a lot of people put that on men, that like if we enjoy it too much, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
You're
Yeah.
fucking.
You're at work.
Wow.
You gotta be tough during sex.
Gotta be tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is so weird to me. Thank God I am gay.
Yes.
Wow. Why would straight sex have rules like that? Girl, what? I don't know, bitch.
I don't. Yeah,
It needs to be loud.
Yeah, I believe that sex shouldn't have any rules. I think it should be a little bit toxic and a little bit disrespectful.
Always.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
in a release.
Always.
A lot of it sweaty.
A lot of it has to be
A lot of
sweaty.
it sweaty.
Spit has to be involved.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Name calling.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There has,
Alright.
you know what I'm saying? There has to be some disrespect to
Has
it.
to be some
Yeah.
chewing.
It has to be
Not
some.
a fan of the spit.
Fighting.
It has to be some toxic.
chewing.
You know what?
The air and
Listen,
stuff,
listen.
like-
You're not a
Oh my
fan
God,
of the
dude, I don't
spitting
do that on
because
the
there
camera.
hasn't been that person yet.
Yes.
It's all about aftercare.
Definitely.
Thank you.
I think you need to be. I think you need
Thank
to be
you.
like in a serious, intimate connection with somebody
See?
to allow them
Yeah.
to spit on your pussy or to have you spit. Yeah.
The shade is, I don't think you need any. Well, I guess it's the gay sex again. There's no connection required
It's
for
no shade.
spitting anywhere but the mouth. And
It's
like when you're
no
doing the
shade.
mouth to mouth spit, that is like,
That's the yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
who even does that? A lot of people do.
girl, I don't know.
I'm having good sex.
I seen people like hawk.
Not that. That's
Nah, you can't get it from the nose.
Hot spit is good lube. It is good
I gotta
lube.
go.
Okay? Let me just say that the mucus in there is
I
good
think
lube.
it's no
It's
shade.
good lube. That's why you're supposed to choke on dick because it fills up a little bit. Your mouth has to carry.
Closest thing to the trophy.
And it's real good lube. And don't step it back. Oh, that was all that.
Yeah,
But
but-
yes, that's Butch Queen tip 101. That's from us gays to straights.
Right.
Okay? The bigger the hawk, the longer it lasts.
Yuck.
bigger the hawk,
Yeah.
the easier the cock.
The bigger the hawk, the easier the cock.
Got it.
Ain't
Wow.
shout
Wow.
out. That is a model and a half. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay. Moving on a little bit. Okay, this is something that I want to talk about too. It's on the line with the DL situation. So the trans attractions topic comes up. So I got a lot of questions about this, like actually, obviously, because, you know, I'm a gay guy, and it said the whole point of it was to ask straight guys these questions. So some of these questions, like I said, if you just no PC answers, but you don't have an answer for it or whatever because you haven't experienced it, but no PC answers. Okay? So, whoa.
I like this question.
You see, so, wow. I'm reading them all first. It's like I'm really like being careful, like so damn careful. Yes, so, bam, here's a question. When it comes to trans attraction, right, and a cis hetero black man being attracted to a trans woman, do we consider him straight? And do we do as a community, right? So this came up even on the gay side of things too, because we also know that there is a lot of people in the gay scene that play with trans women too, right? Trans women and trans guys. But for the sake of this friend, I was talking about trans women, right? So, and when they mess around with trans women, it's like, I don't want to say it like that, but it's like they're not really just fully gay anymore in my eyes, if that makes sense, because it's not a girl just fucking with a gay guy, right? It's different than a gay guy to fuck with a trans woman, because of obviously like essence
It's
and
no shade.
them being a woman.
You should use the Ross question to start off. Do you
Which
consider
was?
trans women women
Yeah,
first before you?
I guess that is a better way to introduce it. Then yes, let's start there. So, do we consider trans women to be women?
Yeah. I do.
Right.
I do. I'm not. That's not even. It's not my argument.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you consider yourself is what you consider yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think niggas need to respect that.
Okay, so then that's why the follow-up then goes to, if one of the niggas came up around with a trans woman, are we seeing him dating a girl?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm Oman. I'm gal.
How about this?
Simple.
Could we ask them if they're a little? Could we say they're a little bit queer in that sense? Because I don't want to.
Yeah, like I know. Yes.
I fuck with that.
That's the whole
talking-
point of the
I fuck with
conversation
that.
right now, because that's why I say like I don't just see them as gay, right? I would see them, if anything, queer, right? Which is more of an umbrella term, right? But
it's honest. I'd say, you know what I mean.
It also
'Cause
depends
it's-
on the couple too. Because
I was
some
gonna
people
say,
will
'cause
be
some
like,
girls don't even
I'm
like
heterosexual,
trans.
right?
Yeah, some
They'll be
girls
like-
don't like consider themselves trans. They consider themselves women. Like some of my friends who transition, like you can't call them a trans man or a trans woman. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're a man. Or a
Yeah.
woman.
I
I think that
respect
has a
that
lot
too.
to do with it.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Like,
respect
It all
that.
depends on the person.
Definitely. So, but my thing is just like, it feels PC.
I learned something.
What do you wait? Hold on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Why do you say that?
I don't know, because I feel like, and I also feel like realness kind of has a part to play in that too, where it's like if somebody's a trans woman that looks cunt, right, and is real, then you can like, it's easier to like see them and acknowledge them as a woman. But somebody like, I don't want to say it like that, but just, wow, that almost was going to make it sound like a joke. But somebody who's not as real, right, who you can still see the man or their biological biological sex, that they were assigned at birth, might be harder to see that as a hetero couple
It's fucked up
because of realness having that factor to do with it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
So we just call it, queer is actually a problem. Queer is avoiding. If you call somebody queer, I guess you're almost avoiding their reality to a degree. So you have to say, it's a man or woman. It's that or that.
Yeah.
Queerness is how you like take away somebody's. I guess.
Yes.
You're making a straight person more feminine when you put them on, because that's how we have to understand it, right?
What
So
do you
I guess
mean? Like queer makes it.
Queer is the way we used to like take away somebody's masculinity to a degree. So I guess we have to like either realness, right?
Right.
They are who they are.
Right.
They are a woman. They are that. And that's who they are.
And the thing about I say realness, it means more in the passing sense. So that's what realness, means.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when I use the word realness, so it's like if somebody
That's
is
like a ballroom
more,
term.
yeah, it's
Yes.
a ballroom term, and we're going to play the realness game in a second. So you're learning right now. Realness means to pass, right, in straight world,
Yeah.
right. So once they're not doing like this, like they're able to, that's what you consider real. So if somebody is not real, who's not passable, like you can still see, that's why I said you can see them and see their the gender that they were assigned at birth, right? So not what they're presenting as, you can see the original gender that they were assigned at birth. Then that becomes trickier because when they're not real, you see them with a man, you see that person like with somebody who's not real, then it kind of, I don't know.
I mean, I see where you're going with it, because I do agree that the realness makes it easier. Like, for me, it would make it easier for me to say, okay, yeah, that's a woman. Oh, regardless what they were assigned at birth, right? But without the realness, at least me, I kind of feel like an asshole, because I'm like, it doesn't connect with, like, what I've always seen as women.
Right.
Right? And so, like, not in a judging way, but it's like,
It's no shade.
I don't really know if I would consider that person like gay or straight or whatever, just because
You'll just be like queer.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, yeah, come up with its own classification. And not to be like that. Like, this is, like I said, this is just a conversation that we're starting. There's no right or wrong answers,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, like, I think that's kind of how I see it too. It's like their own bin. I wouldn't look at them and just say they're straight. Like,
I don't know.
I'd
like,
say
we
queer.
used to do that now because like we've been talking about this right now. I've just been thinking maybe we have to avoid the term queer now. We might have.
Yeah, you see, that's why I talk about labels and
Okay.
labels being good, right? Because it helps. Queer is like an umbrella term. It don't really help the situation, which is why, like, yeah, it doesn't really help.
Okay.
But-
I'm not a label person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even believe in the label thing. I just believe in people being people.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of times I just try to acknowledge that, but a lot of people just don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to fuck with that. So I just try to respect. The thing about me is I just try to respect everybody's shit. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you are a trans woman or a trans and you don't want to be called a certain thing, I'm gonna respect it and just leave it at that. Out of respect.
Good.
Yeah.
Period. Because I never understood how people find a problem with respecting people.
It's really that easy.
It's people try to grasp it from their own experiences, and sometimes their own experiences don't equate the whole story, right? So it's kind of, for me, it's like it's kind of sticky when you're dealing with like a male who's dealing with a trans male going to female. It's more of, are they post-op or pre-op? Because then to me it's like he's still having sex with a vagina, you know what I mean, kind of thing.
Right,
and
right,
it's like, you know, like the dynamic is still male female, right? Where like my confusion comes in where it's like a straight woman who has kids who says, I'm done with men now, I'm only dating women, but the woman you date represents and shows as a male.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Why
You
is that
guys,
confusing?
That's why I was
because you said you don't want, you know what I mean? But what you're getting
It's still
is,
with- it's-
And
I have to tell
No,
you.
I-
and hang on, I want to say it used to. And hang on,
No shit.
and
This is
for
why I have to challenge you guys because I mess with a lot of women who experience that dynamic.
Wait, hold on. We know K. We can tell.
Yeah, but
We can tell. K. We know, nigga.
K also.
K, we know you get bitches,
No,
nigga.
but let me-
K, we know you get all the bitches,
let me
nigga.
get my point
Fuck
out so
outta
you
here,
guys
nigga.
really understand what I mean by
Yeah.
this. They feminize us. They do not want to fuck with a man. They don't want masculine energy 24/7. Yes, we may dress mask, but I can tell you right now, the generation we're living in, about 80 to 85% of women just embrace that because that's what we're about. But when they're with us
no
on
shade.
the lows, they want a fucking girl beside them. There's
It's
only a
no
handful
shade.
of them that actually are just
I believe
like
that.
confused.
And that's where I was getting into optics, because for me, we're having the conversation now, but
Yeah.
prior to, the optic looks like, I don't want a boot, but I'm going to go and buy a running shoe that looks and acts like a boot. You know what I mean? And we don't have the optics of what's going on behind closed doors to know what you just said, right?
No
But
shade.
the problem is, the small
right?
handful are the ones you guys see, and they're the ones that show the representation for what a stud is.
Absolutely, but the majority of people are cavemen, and they don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all they're going to see from the outside. They're not going to walk up to you and ask any questions. They're not going to
Exactly.
delve into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's literally what it
Yes.
is. And it's just they'll run with that, and it's confusion right across the board.
Yeah, because like the thing is for me, like when it comes to that as well, like I also like I don't want to say I key at it, but it's like I kind of key at it because to me it's like, what are you avoiding? What are you trying to run from? And essentially, it is that there is some things about the man that she's with that she does those few things that she don't like. She is getting that from a girl, let's just say, but she's also still getting what she also likes from the guy, and that I see that happening a lot. There's like a lot more, and I think that's what really is the bottom line to it all is that there's a lot more fluidity, like in people nowadays. Period. So a lot more people are like a lot of girls. I know, especially because on the girl side, I think it happens more because there's more of an acceptance of fluidity on the girl side, right? No shade. I don't think
It's
there's no
shade.
acceptance of fluidity like that on the men's side. Once you come to the side, you're on the side. Okay?
Yeah.
No shade though. That's not saying that girls will not fuck with you because trust and believe,
Hello.
the women are still wanting, okay?
But other guys
But-
think of you as a gay man.
Yeah, but we are looking at you as gay, right? But that when it comes to the girl side, girls can bounce back and forth and still be straight or whatever the hell they decide to label themselves as, and it's not a thing because we already know them to be fluid.
So
Do you think it's a
Sorry, go ahead.
You think
No,
it's a
go ahead.
badge of honor for some women to try and sleep with a gay man to say that he was attracted to me?
Yeah, I think
Possibly.
so because that also comes from them trying to emulate toxic masculinity that they've also seen. Like the guys do that same thing to women.
So are you saying men are the root problem in everything?
Everything.
Yes. I'm not saying it, but like I think like it's just there is
It's
there
no
is-
shade.
yeah. Girls want to also experience. I think it's really just wanting to taste the power a little bit. Like they see guys doing these things, it's like, oh, I want to know what it feels like to do that.
It's really.
Did you- are you
the
answering my
facade
question?
Of power. Women
Yeah,
have
it is
all
a
the
facade. Of course, women have a lot of power, but still, like they don't have no power with a gay man, right? So then they want to feel like they have some kind of power with a gay man. So them trying to turning a gay man for sure, absolutely. I know girls they get that as a badge of honor for sure, for sure. Especially if you're like a legit gay, like not like a fluid gay.
Has it happened to you?
Like girls, yes, girls ask me all the time.
It just happened the other day at the birthday party. Right? They can't read no lips. Right. I love this.
I love it.
Let's give it a little applause. Just like,
Oh yeah, that was so funny. Yeah.
Hit it on both of us.
Yes. And she's like, "This is your man." Like, yeah, but yeah, happens all the time. I just pay it. What do you want me to do, girl?
Yeah.
First of all, like I'm not about cat, so it's not giving that, and I'm not getting hard. So, there's nothing going on. Okay,
You know,
it's not me.
Twisted is the most toxic gay person I know.
I told you.
Jesus Christ!
So
He is the most toxic gay person I know.
Why do you think his name's Twisted?
Oh no, there's worse.
I know.
And I'm not getting hard.
I am not getting hard, so it's not gonna work, right?
Oh.
So that's just it for me, and I think that I think that eventually I'll fluidity will probably take me because of the desire so much to want a kid, right? Like that I'm gonna have to just go through it. Right, so like that'll be like the thing, and I'll probably just have a man there.
No shit.
Like it'll probably be like a threesome situation, like with like a man,
Right.
like because I have to operate.
He needs something to work with.
Yeah, it's gotta work. It's gotta work. Okay, 'cause no.
Rich is dying.
Fuck! Oh my god! But no.
Yeah.
Okay, last one before the game because I like how this is going. This is good again. Probably have to do more in the future, but the shade is like ideally
So much
we're
more
going to be doing a lot of these because it's supposed to go big. That's what we're gonna hope for, and people are gonna want to ask more questions, right? Like, oh my god. But this last question is like it's kind of a key, but it's not really a key. So. Some straight guys think that the world is going gay, right? Because there is such a thing called the gay agenda, right? So the gay agenda essentially is like big companies and big governments trying to put the gay message in your face to essentially this is what people think, to turn the world gay. So by you seeing gay people on TV, you're going to start kissing men. You know, by little kids seeing a woman kissing a woman on TV, you're going to start kissing women. And I don't know. Like, what do you guys think about the gay agenda? The shade to me is like I've seen straight people kiss on TV all my life. I've seen straight people kiss on TV showing love and having straight porn for years. Yeah. Okay? Where's the straight agenda? Where is the straight agenda? Why is it not more prevalent?
No, but I don't even think there's a gay agenda. I think that it's companies realizing that we're just acknowledging people where they're at. You know what I mean? Like the straight agenda is not as popular is being kind of pulled to the back, and it should be like people are just who they are. Like
the straight agenda has become the interracial agenda. That's what it is right now.
It's just stupid. Like I don't think there's like a cabal of gay people sitting in like some room somewhere in like the Rainbow Tower telling people, oh yeah, what we're gonna do is
not enough gay here. Not enough gay.
Like,
we need more gay. We need more gay.
Finally, fair representation.
Yeah, and that is a shade because like the example that we had like driving down on the way here, Kay was like people are like there's like. Oh, every show now you see like a gay person on the television show. Like every show has a gay person, but it's literally giving everywhere you go is a gay person.
Honestly,
okay, let's go back there. So it literally is the fact that, like you just said, Richie, is like we are now starting to spread the light more because gay people are everywhere. So you're not really there's no gay agenda.
I want to drop one little hardcore thing, right? So it's basically just white dudes run the world for a little bit of time. Suddenly that power's kind of slipping, so they need something to be mad at. Because normally it was their sex on TV, and slowly it's just been like getting a little bit blacker, a little bit gayer, going left, like whatever it is. And so now they're just upset. Now they gave us, it's the gay agenda. Well, no, it's just you're no longer in charge. You know what I mean? You're not the center. So
absolutely,
it's just that I'm gonna give myself a drop too.
Whoever this nigga is, give him a raise.
Yes, Alvin. Okay.
Give Alvin a raise.
Give me a raise.
But yeah,
that's it. That's all I got.
absolutely.
You really ate that. Cause I just don't know how somebody with a brain could really believe that the gay agenda really exists. Like I get it, like back in the day when we were just getting introduced to a lot of gay things in the media, maybe then you'd be like, oh wow, what's going on? What's going on? But like knowing the world that we live in now, thinking that a gay agenda is really out there to try to brainwash you into being gay, I don't understand that. Like you cannot be
You fucking lying.
No.
Oh, you can't be brainwashed into being gay.
You know what's crazy? A lot of niggas grew up listening to like rap music with a lot of money, a lot of promise, and a lot of hope.
Where's the agenda? You know what? I can't even do it yet.
And,
None of that came to fruition.
when you look at a lot of these niggas that grew up and listen to a lot of the shit that, we grew up, you know what I'm saying, that corrupted the world. These motherfuckers
It's
don't have
no
15
shade.
cents. So, how the pussy clock are you talking about gay people changing the world and all this shit? Nigga, you don't have no money, nigga. Your mom lives in a walk-up, nigga.
Yo. It's the truth, though.
When are we, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is what I'm saying why it's important for men to have people around that disrupt energy.
Yes.
Because once there's a real nigga in your circle that tells you, yo, you have to stop the fuckery. You got to get more hours at work and get off the internet. And stop worrying about what Dwayne Wade is doing with his son or his daughter. Because you don't have shit. Now, Guanfield, why do men want to be so involved with other men's lives? This shit is...
What part of the game is that? I'm still asking that question, too.
I promise you, being involved in the fuckery looks fun. Because it looks like people are having fun.
Right.
I don't have enough money. I'm not fulfilling my purpose yet.
It's no shade.
How you niggas so involved? Gay people ain't changing bro, like, there's no agenda. The agenda is people are free now.
Right.
People are trying to be free. We're
That's
trying to
a liberal,
live.
exactly. If anything, the agenda is a liberal agenda.
I used to
not a
think
gay agenda.
like this until I went to my first gay party and I was like, oh, what the fuck is happening with life?
Do you want to know the real shade about it, though? When you go to a gay party, the reason why it even gives that is because it's not a gay party. It is a liberal party where
true.
everybody is not able
That's
to
true.
do whatever the hell they want to do
true.
because
Including the balls?
straight people, huh?
Including the balls?
Yes. Well, on the runway, the categories, maybe not.
Okay.
Okay, because the ballroom was implicitly created to be a gay Hollywood.
You see?
So we are on the stage, and you guys are the audience.
I don't know. I
Right.
guess it's
That's
a straight
that.
guy thing because I feel what you're saying because I went to a ball and it feels completely different. I would probably go back to a ball, but I'm
Definitely.
not. I'm not.
Right.
I'm not into dancing.
Shout
I'm
out
not
to
going
the
to clubs.
shout out to Climax
You know what I mean?
Entertainment.
There you go.
Shout out
There
here
you go.
at the Rebellion Bar.
I've been to a number of gay parties and I don't give a fuck.
But they're not. Like I said to me, they're not
super
gay
free,
though.
super free.
That's where the women
They're
are.
literally
That's
a
the joke,
free
though.
space, and that is even why, like, this is almost like so random. But like, even going back to like Black Lives Matter, right? Like by making that whole focus is not just for Black people, but it's just by dealing with the biggest issue, you're dealing with all of them at the same time.
But even-
Right? You're fixing everything at the same time.
But
I don't
even-
know if that makes sense or not, but by dealing with Black people, the problem of the worst, the most
Black and indigenous.
Fix the foundation.
marginalized, thank you, and indigenous, then everybody
Fix the
else's
foundation and
problems
everything else is straight
slightly
on top.
get better
fuck with
too.
that.
Exactly. So that's why to me, like the gay agenda situation is not a real thing. There is no gay agenda because if there was a gay agenda that could brainwash people into being gay, I would be brainwashing them into being gay.
People have too much fragile masculinity.
And your mom would be able to see the back of your fridge. Shut the fuck up. If there was some type of agenda,
Okay, you'd be brainwashed to be rich.
you'd be
like you said,
brainwashed
like,
to have
ain't
things.
that.
You'd be fuck things. You'd be brainwashed to have ambition and have sense.
And not to mention, like, it's so funny. I'm thinking about all the Black shows that I've been seeing when I was a kid on TV. They all had moms and dads.
There you go.
God damn.
Jesus.
That one hit.
Bang.
Yeah.
This thing is just in and out.
The agenda.
Yeah. You know what I'm
From
saying?
downtown.
Yo, not the fucking that's not
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam. Oh my god.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we're so focused on all these weird things, like this agenda. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of you motherfuckers don't have ambition.
No, niggas is fragile, bro.
That's true.
Ooh.
They're
Yeah.
fragile, and that's what people don't want to talk about. Like, we're too caught up, like, trying to make sure that I'm presenting this big, tough image. Like, no,
I ain't tough, nigga.
you're
Right.
too fucking fragile, bro.
Right.
Yeah,
You probably
that
can't
ain't
even fight.
Literally, yeah. And,
I think
literally.
you're weak if you
But
can't be in a room with gay people.
Of
First-
course,
Ooh.
100%.
That's one of the questions that actually did come up, and I love it. Yes, you ate that.
Absolutely.
Why? Oh my god. Essentially, it's about. Perfect. Thank you. So we'll leave this as the last question then, talking about sharing a space and normalizing gay guys and straight guys being in a space together. One of the things that was a question that people asked was like, straight guys thinking that every gay guy wants them, right? And like even going from that kind of conversation, which can lead into being in the same space together, because not knowing that, first of all, not every gay man wants you like that, first of all. And even, I don't know, like, you have to kind of compare. How do you guys think about that statement?
They answer first. Y'all should answer first.
I think it goes back to like stereotypes, like the way gay men are portrayed in like everything. I think it's up until now. You know what I mean? Like it's always been the flamboyant, like you know what I mean. You guys are not all RuPaul. You know what I mean? Like
the straight man,
right? So like that kind of thing with like whatever frilly scarf and like you know what I mean, just over the top, right? It's not always like that.
Really is my favorite fucking word.
Yeah, seriously, right?
That word kills me.
Just being like having that stereotype and then not having any real life like counterparts to like you know what I mean to balance it. Yeah, and being a man like it's so walking a thin line. There's so many things you can do and can't do that they hold on to the one or two things that they feel make them a man. When you try to take that from them, it instantly turns into like they look like they're fragile, but you're literally taking away like their crutch. Like that's what it is, right? And when you take it from them, they fall to pieces. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say it's not their fault. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like it's a cycle that
It's reinforced.
absolutely, right?
Box is too small.
That if you're not self-aware, exactly, right? You're just in the tumble cycle and you don't know. You know what I mean? Like you're just waiting to be folded, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
It's no shade.
yeah, just a smidge actually.
Right.
Yeah.
A good amount.
Yeah.
I think I look at it, it's weird because I find there's women that look at me like, oh, you know this girl likes you. I'm like, no, not every woman wants to talk to me, right? So
Rich, shut the fuck up, bro. Every girl wants to
Hey,
Nigga, I work with you, nigga. What are you talking about? Everybody want to fuck Rich. What are you talking about? Everybody want to fuck Rich. Rich, what are you talking about? Man, woman, everybody.
Hold on, wait 1 second.
Rich, what the fuck are you talking about, nigga?
I'm going for the evidence too. Hold on.
Rich, what are you talking about?
you guys are gonna blow my whole point. Blow my whole point.
What are you talking about?
Staxxx is not allowed back.
You're gonna blow up my whole fucking point.
This nigga gonna act.
He's not allowed back.
Fuck out of here, bro.
But yes, what was the point you were trying to make?
I was just saying that not everybody wants to talk to you, right? So I've had a conversation with my wife and my best friend, and they're both like, yo, you know this girl wants to talk to you. I'm like, no, you can't just assume that. So I just apply that same theory to when I'm around gay men. No, not every gay man wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Some of them might, and you take it as a compliment, but still, like, it's not that. It's not like that. Now go and ruin the point because you guys stepped all over.
Nigga, you just trying to
You niggas stepped all
You
over.
trying to violin and shit. Fuck out of here, bro. Everybody know everybody want to fuck Rich. Get fuck out of here, bro. I don't know what the fuck you saying.
Okay.
But yeah, the way I feel is like I feel I look good. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody want to fuck me, nigga. You niggas is off, man. Y'all niggas okay. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas is okay.
Was gonna be
You know what I'm saying?
something
You
like
niggas okay. I look good.
It's not me.
I look good. Not everybody wants to fuck me. Y'all niggas, don't worry, believe me.
No shade. Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? You safe. Fuck out of here.
If you want to fuck me, it's almost your problem. That's all.
Yeah.
Right. But what?
Like it's not like if you want to fuck me, that's a thought for you to deal with.
Right.
You can let me know, but like until then, it's a liberal world. You know, everyone. It's up to you. I shouldn't be mad.
Okay, so I was like, wait, what?
It's a liberal world. You know.
It's a liberal world, and everybody's allowed to at least like
You know,
Be
have
attracted to other
feelings,
people.
right?
Like
So it's about being respectful, and very much in the same way. I like how comparing it to the man to woman interaction. Like even if like you see a girl that you see out there, you like her, there's a respectful way. There's a rude way, right? There's a way to say no that's respectful. There's a way to say no that's disrespectful. Like there's a way to let somebody know you're uncomfortable. That is okay, and there's a rude way of making sure people know that you're uncomfortable. So I think that's all it boils down to is really just having that ground level of respect and like
Consent.
and consent, and that's kind of where the respect really falls into play because of having that respect, right? So that's kind of what that is, and I look for that. We're gonna stop the conversation here today, but if you have any more questions about any other question for our straight friends here, because remember, we are the gays, the Aquarius gays, and they are the Cancer straights. Okay, so if you have any questions for the straight men, please leave a comment, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Plot Twist channel.
Absolutely.
And thank you guys so much for being here for the second, No, we're not doing that anymore. I'm gonna save that for the ballroom stuff. So yes, subscribe to the Plot Twist channel. And thank you guys for coming. This is Ray.
Thank you for having us.
Richie Lee and Staxxx Facts who's speaking out of turn. So make sure you guys support the podcast. Support Ray's when it starts.
Yes.
Because it's coming soon.
Trigger
It has to happen. And make sure to be here next week and every week for the Plot Twist.
Yes, sir.
Hit the button. Subscribe. Do that shit.
Subscribe. Okay.